I'm Casey Claiborne. Thanks for watching this CrimeWatch YouTube exclusive, where we're taking a look at some of the most talked about crime stories this week around Texas. We start with the ongoing search for the woman who is the prime suspect in the murder of pro cyclist Mariah Wilson in East Austin. It's been almost a month now since Wilson was shot to death. The woman accused of killing her is still on the run. U.S. Marshals recently announced a $5,000 reward for her capture. Fox 7 Austin's Shannon Ryan has the latest information in the case.
Because they also, too, could be part of this investigation.
Piecing together the puzzle.
It slowly restricts you.
U.S. Marshals retracing the steps of wanted suspected murderer Caitlin Armstrong have a new lead.
Caitlin Armstrong was dropped off at the Newark International Airport in New Jersey on May 18th.
Armstrong, an Austin-based realtor, flew from ABIA to Houston Hobby, then LaGuardia on May 14th. She was brought in for questioning on May 12th about the murder of cyclist Anna Mariah Mo Wilson, who authorities believe she killed the day prior at an East Austin home. Furious about the 25-year-old's relationship with her boyfriend, cyclist Colin Strickland. Detectives with the Austin Police Department say Armstrong was mistakenly released from custody after questioning because of an error involving her birth date.
Because her date of birth in our report management system did not match the date of birth on the warrant. We cannot simply arrest somebody if there is some sort of a discrepancy, meaning that that warrant would not be valid.
U.S. Marshals believe Armstrong was in the New York area for 4 days after landing at LaGuardia before being dropped off at Newark on the 18th, 1 day after a warrant for her arrest was issued. Now marshals are working to determine if Armstrong even made it inside the airport and where she went next.
Did she leave from that airport and get picked up by someone else to be deceptive by the individual that provided transportation, or did she board a flight? If she boarded a flight, how did she board a flight? Because we feel that we've conducted a strong investigation and there are no outbound flights registered under the name of Caitlin Armstrong.
Shannon Ryan, Fox 7 Austin News.
Also in Austin, shocking allegations against an Austin Water employee. He's accused of raping a woman in his city truck, then dragging her with that truck while trying to steal her phone. All of it while he was on the clock. The suspect is under arrest, charged with sexual assault and robbery by assault. Fox 7 Austin's John Krinjak has that story.
I went to run my errand. When I came back, there was a crime scene.
It was just before 8:30 Friday morning that police were called to the Dove Springs neighborhood for a woman lying on the sidewalk bleeding. The victim told police she was raped by this man, 31-year-old Corey Cornist, an Austin Water employee who'd clocked in for work around 7. According to court documents, the victim says she was walking near Walmart on Ben White when a white truck pulled over and Cornist asked if she wanted a ride. When she got in, she says he asked her for sex in exchange for money. When she said no, Cornist got angry, then pulled over on Cedar Grove Drive about 3 miles away. The victim says Cornist pulled her into the back of the truck and raped her. She pushed him off and was able to escape, but it didn't end there. Police say neighbors' surveillance video shows the Austin Water truck driving by the victim as she's holding her phone. Cornist gets out and shoves her into a bush, grabbing the phone. When she reached into the truck to take it back, he closed the window on her arm and drove off, dragging her, then running her over. Cornist then returned to the Austin Water facility on Weberville Road. In a bizarre twist, police say the suspect, Corey Cornist, actually returned here to the scene in his own personal car. While detectives were still investigating, he approached officers, and they say he admitted to being involved. But Cornist claims he picked the woman up on nearby Pleasant Valley Road and drove her to the Pastor Clarence Craig Park. He says she began acting strangely, so he tried to get her out of the truck and does admit to dragging her. In a statement, Austin Water says they're aware of the criminal investigation regarding Corey Cornist. He was placed on leave immediately. As a fair chance employer, the city will take the appropriate steps pending the outcome of the investigation.
It's scary. It's like, who can you trust now?
One neighbor who didn't want to be identified says she's now extra vigilant and glad her home is gated.
So people come in your house and give you a service, and how can you know that they're going to do something to you?
The victim was taken to the hospital. Cornist is being held at the Travis County Jail on a $150,000 bond. He is due in court on June 24th. Let's head to Williamson County. Round Rock police are asking for the community's help finding an assault suspect there. The man pictured here punched another patron several times at a Hooters on South I-35. After committing the assault, the suspect quickly took off. If you have any information about this guy, call Round Rock Police. In Centerville, the investigation into the murders of 4 Tomball ISD students and their grandfather continues. Prison escapee Gonzalo Lopez was believed to have been involved before being killed in a police shootout. Fox's Damali Keith has that story.
This family ranch here in normally peaceful surroundings sits eerily quiet now, hours after a grandfather and his 4 grandsons, all Tomball ISD students, were discovered dead inside.
I'm just sorry that it had to happen like it did, but I'm glad he's where he is now.
The he resident Garvin Ellis is referring to as prison escapee Gonzalo Lopez, who was killed in a shootout with police late Thursday in Atascosa County after investigators say he was spotted in a white pickup truck and armed with an AR-15 and a pistol, guns and a vehicle said to be stolen from the family that was found dead.
We don't have to worry about that no more.
Lopez, a convicted murderer serving 2 life sentences, escaped from a prison bus May 12th along Highway 7 in Centerville as he was being taken to a medical appointment in Huntsville. The grandfather and his 4 grandsons were found dead in their weekend home on Highway 7 Thursday evening after arriving at the ranch that morning. Area residents have been calling the local flower shop to send condolences. What are some of the requests that you're receiving?
Some have come in requesting things to hang on their property fence, just for the family to know that we're here for them.
These are the types of vehicles residents here in Centerville tell me they're used to, not these. Police cars filled with officers investigating the tragic murders of 5 members of the same family.
I knew something was going to take place if they didn't catch him.
Mr. Ellis says before Lopez was killed by police, earlier in the week another neighbor found evidence that Lopez had been bathing in area rain barrels, and he says the escapee was even caught on an area home surveillance camera.
He tried to take that camera down and they found some blood. I guess he hurt himself doing it. But he left that camera there and they had his picture.
And finally, in Garland, a fugitive who killed a bail bondsman is now dead after a shootout with police at a motel. On June 2nd, bond agents were trying to serve a felony warrant to Juan Carlos Lopez, who was wanted on multiple counts of child sexual assault. Police were on scene as the agents tried to serve the warrant. When officers heard gunshots, they entered Lopez's motel room, where they found one of the bail bondsmen had been shot. He was taken to a hospital where he died. When police told Lopez to show his hands, he held up a gun and shot himself at the same time officers fired their guns. He died at the scene. You can find more Fox 7 Austin Crime Watch stories on our website, fox7austin.com, or on the Fox 7 Austin YouTube channel. Our exclusive Crime Watch stories run each Monday on Fox 7 Austin News at 9. Thanks for watching.